In early 2019, I made a video on the top 5 alien players in Geometry Dash. An alien player is someone who possesses extreme amounts of skill to the point where people might wonder whether the player is a human or an alien. I'm making this video since the community has drastically changed over the past year, with many more people using 240Hz nowadays. I also extended the list to be top 10 because there are just so many alien players out there that need to be covered. At number 10, we have Technical. Technical is a talented American extreme demon grinder. Many people consider him as the face of the Western Geometry Dash community because of his consistent extreme demon completions, his active participation in community events, and his past involvement in the Demon List team. He used to be a quite talented mobile player, with asymmetry being his hardest mobile level. Then, after starting his PC career, he completed a decent amount of extremes on 60Hz, with his crowning achievement being Twisted Tranquility on that refresh rate. After upgrading to 144Hz, he started completely destroying numerous extreme demons, including Sonic Wave and Yatagarasu, as well as being the verifier of the Gamma update. Technical experienced quite a lot of growth as a player over the past few years, enabling him to beat more extremes faster. In present day, he's definitely an alien player based on the amount of difficult extremes he has to his name, including Tartarus, Zodiac, and Kanos. He verified a large amount of big levels as well. This includes Photovoltaic 2, Sigma, Ragnarok, Ouroboros, and Omega. His content is very professional, and it is evident that he is definitely motivated to progress even further. At number 9, we have RG. Being the most unknown on this list, and with barely over 1,000 subscribers, RG is a Canadian player that has been absolutely shredding through extreme demons over the past year. Some of his most impressive accomplishments include Visible Ray, Aronia, and the Yandere, having 34 total main list demons completed. In late 2018, when Zagros shouted him out, RG was not nearly as skilled, with his hardest demon being Artificial Ascent, currently sitting at number 57 on the list. His journey to the number 8 spot on the stats viewer has proved to us how much potential for growth he has and how much talent he really has for the game. What characterizes him as an alien player is the insane speed at which he completes decently hard levels. An example of this is how in a 2-week span he completed Hateful Reflection, Zero Copy, Aronia, At Marble, Dimensional Breaking, Yatagarasu, Celestial Force, and Zero Kabi. That is 8 extreme demons, 3 of them being top 40 on the list. If he continues improving at this rate, he'll find himself at the very top. At number 8, we have ViewSonic. ViewSonic is actually the player I heard of first on this entire list, from his humble 60Hz days. In 2017, I remember him being a decently skilled 60Hz player, completing Incipient and Niflheim, which are decent accomplishments for his former refresh rate. However, once he got 144Hz at the end of 2018, he started doing things that I couldn't believe were possible. First of all, he beat Plasma Pulse 3, and then he jumped straight to Ancestral Calamity for his hardest demon. Straight after that, he got 75% on quantum processing. Keep in mind that this was only 2 months after he upgraded his monitor. After doing some more random extremes, he jumped to Digital Descent, a massively ambitious step. After conquering that, he beat both Cadrega City and Freedom Await back to back as some of his hardest demons. Then he started completing many extreme demons first. In fact, he was the first victor of Shock Therapy, Butiti 3, the Hellbird, A2 Marble, Advanced Airstream, Spectrum Cyclone, Tempered Steel, Omega, Galactic Shift, and Hyper Paradox. That's an absolutely insane amount of times he was the first victor of an extreme. That's not the only aspect that classifies him as an alien player. He is also working his way up the list, with his current hardest demon, Ragnarok, sitting at number 12 on the list as of now. I predict that ViewSonic will make huge breakthroughs in the following months. At number 7, we have Hylo. Hylo is the most decorated mobile player in the history of the game, with the largest amount of points on the mobile stats viewer. Ever since his first video upload in 2017, he started crushing insane and extreme demons such as Creeper Force, Excessive Complement, Cosmo Rush 21, and Novalis. Soon he started making his way up the list by completing harder extremes such as Twisted Tranquility, Niflheim, and Artificial Dream. Then he started doing some incredible runs on Plasma Pulse Finale and even achieving a record of 32%. He did similar run compilations on Bloodlust, Crimson Planet, Gamma, and Spatial Rend. These videos are inspiration for rising mobile players that fear being overshadowed by the 240Hz PC users. After taking a break from the hardest extremes by completing Aurora, Retention, and Night Party, he embarked on his greatest journey yet. Celestial Force was a top 10 extreme demon at the time. It was considered near impossible for all 60Hz PC players, let alone mobile players. Despite this incredible level of difficulty, Hylo started making decent progress in the level. After over 51,000 attempts, he finally did it. After this completion, Hylo changed the mobile community forever. He inspired many other players such as Thunder BT and Venfi to push themselves in the game despite their hardware limitations. However, Hylo didn't stop there. He completed Cadrega Mode, Super Probably Level, and Belloc, 3 levels on the main list currently. He currently has a record of 51% on Plasma Pulse Finale and is not going to give up anytime soon. All in all, Hylo is definitely an alien player because of his incredible accomplishments of skill and dedication. At number 6, we have Dolphy. Dolphy is the most skilled Russian player in the history of the game and has had a long journey up to this point. Up until the end of 2017, he was your typical Geometry Dash YouTuber that uploaded replays of easier levels. However, in December 2017, he completed Cataclysm, his first extreme demon. He quickly progressed onto more difficult levels such as A Bizarre Phantasm, Bloodbath, and Black Blizzard. Then, out of nowhere, he completed Plasma Pulse Finale, his hardest demon back then. Keep in mind that this was only a year after he completed his first extreme demon. He was a bypass user back then, but since his native refresh rate was 75Hz, this accomplishment was very impressive nonetheless. After that, he was ready for another massive jump in difficulty, Bloodlust. Dolphy completed it with not much struggle given the difficulty of the level, cementing himself as one of the best players in the game. This was later confirmed when he was the second victor of Zodiac, the hardest level at that point in time. Sometime after, he acquired his 240Hz monitor, and from that point forward, he was able to get his records on the list. In no time, he went on an absolute rampage, destroying Ragnarok, Ouroboros, Crimson Planet, Deimos, Lucid Nightmares, the Yandere, Cognition, and Kovreda. He even verified the Rupture, another extremely difficult level that is quite unknown for its difficulty. After doing Kenos and Renovant, he verified the hardest level ever, Tartarus. He displayed so much skill that people were wondering whether he was a hacker all along. Sometime later, Gabs and a few other list mods proved Dolphy's legitimacy. He is definitely an alien player because of his unbelievable ability to complete top 10 levels and his relatively low attempt counts. At number 5 we have Mycrafted. Mycrafted is one of the best all-round players in the world and is definitely considered in the top 5 by most people. After uploading some easy demon completions, Mycrafted made an astronomical jump to Blade of Justice as his first extreme demon. In these early stages, he showed the community previews of his true potential. He flew past Cataclysm and Bloodbath and made a jump straight to Erebus. In a matter of months, he went from uploading strictly easy demons to beating a top 10 demon. Shortly, he was the first person to complete Demonicat and then did Devil Vortex, a level he believed to be harder than Erebus. After crushing a few relatively easy extremes, he defeated Sonic Wave, his hardest level at the time, and a level that greatly boosted his skill. After doing Spatial Rend and Fabrication, 2 levels that were up with his hardest ones, he decided to challenge himself yet again. He went for Zodiac, which was going to be his longest journey in the game. After months of pain, unlucky deaths past 50%, and almost 40,000 attempts, Mycrafted finally completed Zodiac, proving that he definitely became one of the best players in the game. After this victory, he celebrated by doing Bloodlust, Lucid Nightmares, and Crimson Planet, showing that Zodiac definitely boosted his skill tenfold. After beating Kovreda, Minecraft had completed the top 5 hardest demons on 144Hz, which was last done by Sonix a year and a half ago. Despite all of these achievements, he didn't stop there. There was one more step that he chose to take his skill. Tartarus, a level verified by Dolphy, was the next hardest level in the game. Minecrafted, having done the hardest 5 levels until then, decided to give it a try. After over 42,000 attempts, he actually did it, proving that he still has what it takes when it comes to the very hardest levels in the game. Now he has very big verification projects such as Sonic Wave Infinity and the Apocalyptic Trilogy. With his skill, he could definitely do both of these since he has large amounts of motivation for the game. Minecrafted is a similar type of alien player as Dolphy, a capable player that has many top 10 demons to his name as well as motivation to achieve more. At number 4 we have Swyborg. Swyborg is one of the best UK players at the moment and one of, if not the best 144Hz user. His first ever video uploaded to YouTube was Bloodbath, because he started uploading only when he became fairly skilled at the game. In about a year's time, he did a huge jump to Sigma, which was in the top 10 at the time. After only completing Cyclone and Idols in between, he started the Ragnar grind. After over 15,000 attempts, he completed a new hardest not only for himself but for his country. After these two big completions, he definitely became more well known and respected in the community. However, Swyborg wasn't done there. He went for some very difficult demons such as Calculator Core, Ouroboros, and Visible Ray before defeating his hardest demon, Cognition. This is especially impressive considering that this was all done on 144Hz. Swyborg wasn't done there. He is currently going for his hardest demon yet, the Golden, which is rumored to be top 3, if not top 1. He is making very fast progress by achieving runs of 58% and 13 to 80. What makes Swyborg an alien player is the exceptional ability to jump to new hardest demons without taking overly high amounts of attempts given his refresh rate. At number 3 we have Rory. Rory is an extremely skilled American player that is known for his low attempt counts on many of the hardest levels. He started his career by doing some easier extremes such as Temple of Destiny, Cataclysm, Bloodbath, and Ice Carbon Diablo X. Then he started working his way up to Subsonic and Athanatos. After completing Athanatos in early 2019, he made tremendous progress in the following 2 months. He beat Catalyze, Gamma, and Digital Descent before completing Bloodlust as his new hardest. After Bloodlust, his channel exponentially increased in popularity. Similar to Dolphy, Rory had the goal of beating Zodiac in the following months. However, in the meantime, he was the first victor of 2 decently difficult levels, Visible Ray and Ouroboros. Then, out of nowhere, he started making fast progress on Zodiac before finally completing it in less than 16,000 attempts. Even today, this is the attempt record on Zodiac, showing that Rory is one of the best and most talented players with the most potential for further growth. After this achievement, he beat Deimos, Coereta, Lucid Nightmares, and Crimson Planet, cementing himself as the first to beat the top 6 in 2019 without bypass. He even verified Renavent sometime after, which proved to be a much harder level than previously anticipated. Then he did the whole top 10 without bypass, which is an even more impressive accomplishment than his previous ones. After taking a short break, Rory started practicing Tartarus, the new number 1 demon verified by Dolphy. After 4 deaths and 97% and very bad luck, he did it in less than 30,000 attempts, which is still the attempt record for this new hardest level. Although Rory hasn't been the most active member of the top player community, he definitely has no shortage of speed and talent, making him a true alien player. At number 2 we have Lukewalizer. Lukewalizer was a 60Hz player for such a long time and just recently upgraded to a 144Hz monitor. Ever since his 60Hz days, he proved to be the absolute best player on his refresh rate. Some of these achievements include the levels in the Hell series, Black Blizzard, Northern Sense, Betrayal of Fate, Aftermath, Artificial Ascent, Hatred, and Freedom Await, all on 60Hz. He even verified some very difficult levels such as Kinetic Bypass and Super Probability level. After his 60Hz career, he bought a 144Hz monitor to increase his already exceptional skill. Out of nowhere, he beat the RGB Trio as well as the Yandere and some of Brian the Burger's verifications. He got to the point where he had an overflow of Extreme Demon completions and started releasing them daily. His current hardest demons are Calculator Core and Koareta, and he is going to surpass them without a doubt in the near future. The fact that he beat his hardest demon, a top 10 level, in a little over 4,000 attempts, proves that he is definitely an alien player with some of the most talent the community has ever seen. Not to mention that Lookwalizer always has the option to upgrade to 240Hz if he wants to gain even more skill. At number 1 we have Enswish. I first heard of Enswish in early 2018, where he commented on my friend Spearman's video how one of his goals was to beat the top 50 demons. At that time he had less than 200 subscribers, already completed Sonic Wave, and had 92% on Plasma Pulse Finale. From this comment I knew that he was not just a casual Geometry Dash player, but had ambitions to make it to the top. Midway through the year he started using the FPS bypass, and with it he successfully defeated the top 3 demons at the time: Bloodlust, Spatial Rend, and Plasma Pulse Finale. Some people disregarded him as a bypass user, but others saw the potential that he had as a player. He followed that by completing the top 10 demons in February 2019 and quickly verified a top 20 extreme demon at the time, Rage. This was the first time the top 10 demons were completed in a long time, and this was only a small portion of what Enswish was going to achieve. After a small break of completing easier extreme demons, Enswish followed his goal to beat the top 25 demons. With levels like Zodiac and Crimson Planet getting rated, this was no easy task. However, once getting a 240Hz monitor and using the native refresh rate as opposed to bypass, he steamrolled Crimson Planet as his hardest demon. Sometime later, he resumed his Zodiac grind that he started with bypass. After 5 Analex deaths, he finally beat the number 1 demon in August. No time later, he started absolutely pumping out top 10 levels like it was nothing, including completing Deimos in less than 5,000 attempts. With Visible Ray, Enswish completed the entire top 10 yet again, and with the Yandere, this concluded his top 25 journey. The fact that he completed the entire top 25 without leaving out a single level shows the discipline that he exhibited in his comment that he left on Spearman's video. Shortly after, he started verifying Cognition, which he managed to do in 22,000 attempts. For the following months, he started pumping out random list demons to increase his stats viewer score and to build up his skill in general. Next, he demolished Kenos, Renovant, and Calculator Core with little struggle before proceeding to verify 2 decently difficult levels, Eternal Moment and Kappa. After that, he started his most ambitious project yet, the Golden. After spending thousands of attempts on the super buffed copy and even taking a break by beating Tartarus, the hardest level on the list, Enswish finally verified the level, proving that nothing is impossible for him. Not to mention that he is currently rebeating all of his bypass levels in order to increase his Pointer Crate ranking even further, now being the number 1 player. Because of the unbelievable amount and difficulty of his achievements, as well as the speed at which he does them, Enswish is the true alien player of them all.